Is your Airbnb performing badly right now? Well, there's a lot of reasons why that could be happening, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. What's up, everyone? My name is Jorge Contreras, and I am currently doing over $150K a month completely on autopilot. And I've been operating now since 2017 on Airbnb, so there are definitely a couple things that I can share with you on how you can improve your listing. Now, there are some things that we can change, and there are some things that we cannot change. And let's talk about those first. One of the things that you can change is the location. I'll give you an example. My first two Airbnbs were in a little city called Boyle Heights, which is part of Los Angeles, and it is next to downtown LA. Now, if you look at Boyle Heights, you will find that it is not one of the safest neighborhoods to actually live in or to raise a family. And it is considered like a C- area. So in real estate, we identify real estate as ABCD, right? A, B, C, D. A is your super high-end, multi-million-dollar properties. And then D is the exact opposite. There's high crime, low income, gang activity, drug activity. And that's where a lot of the theft and just craziness takes place. And of course, B and C is that middle ground. That's typically where we want to be. Now, this Boyle Heights specific area is like a C-. So as you can see, now that I've explained, it is not the greatest area. And so when people would arrive to my property, they would often complain. Maybe about 30 to 40% of the people mentioned that they didn't feel safe here. And there was nothing that I could possibly do, right? You cannot change a location. If it is safe, that's great. But if it's not safe, then guess what? You're going to get a lot of complaints. So typically, I recommend stay away from C- and D areas. Now, if it's like a C+ and better, that's where you want to be, because you want families who are traveling to your area to, of course, feel safe and really set them up to have a great experience. Now, let's talk about some of the things that you can change. But before we do, make sure you guys hit that like button, as it truly helps the YouTube algorithm. You see, when you hit that like button, it tells YouTube that more people who are looking to start an Airbnb business or grow an Airbnb business should watch these videos. So thank you guys in advance. So let's talk about some of the things that we can change. Now, I'm a big believer that whoever has the best amenities will ultimately attract the most amount of guests, create more revenue, more occupancy, and ultimately a higher cash flow per month. So what are some of the amenities that you can implement into your property? So let's talk about a couple of high ticket items first. Now, these are big ones that can make drastic change, positive change in your properties. And of course, that would be like adding a pool, a jacuzzi, a spa. But then you have other items that, of course, are a lot more affordable, yet can really enhance the experience. Some of those are a foosball table, a ping pong table. You can buy board games like Monopoly or card games like Uno, and even some oversized games like Jenga and Connect Four, right? You got those regular sized Jengas and regular sized Connect Fours, but then you have those big ones that are like 3 feet tall. And if you place those somewhere in the backyard, you will create a great experience for everybody that stays in your property. So again, if your property is not performing as well as you hoped for, it could be the location, it could be a lack of amenities. But like I mentioned, you can't change the location, but you can change what's inside of the property. If you have the budget, maybe you could renovate the property if you own it. If you're subleasing it, maybe you could arrange with the property owner to make some upgrades. And if they invest, thousands of dollars to put new paint, new floor, maybe fix up some of the cabinets, whatever it may be, maybe you can increase your rent $25, $50, $75, $100 per month to help them offset the cost. But this way you don't have to pay out of pocket. I wouldn't want to renovate a property that I do not own. Now, if I do own it, then I'm okay renovating it, because ultimately I'm going to be building long-term equity. Now, by adding these amenities, again, you can enhance the experience and ultimately create more revenue. Now, another reason you may not be doing well is maybe you're not pricing your unit correctly. So let me go over my pricing formula. My goal is to generate double whatever my rent or mortgage payment is. So if I'm renting a property from a landlord and I'm paying them $3,000 a month, or if my mortgage payment on a property that I own is $3,000 a month, then my goal is to make $6,000 a month. And so I have this formula that I call the 10-20-30 rule, where I want to break even at 10 nights. I want to double my rent or mortgage at 20 nights, and I want to triple my rent or mortgage at 30 nights. So if my rent or mortgage is $3,000 a month, then I'm going to charge on average about $300 a night, right? $300 a night times 10 nights, it's 3,000, right? That's where I break even. Times 20 nights, it's 6,000. That's where I double. And times 30 nights is 9,000, and that's where I triple. One of the reasons a lot of people don't get bookings the way they wish is because they're probably pricing their units way too high. Now, I've learned in my last 5 years building a multi-million Airbnb business that whenever your bookings are coming in way too slow, it's likely that your prices are way too high. Now, the opposite is also correct. If you're getting bookings way too fast, although you might be excited and say, wow, man, I'm killing it, it's likely you're leaving money on the table. Personally, I want to be booked out for the next 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks max. If I get bookings 2-3 months in advance, I'm fully booked up, I know that I'm leaving money on the table. Again, now if I only have bookings for the next 5 days or the next 7 days, then I know that my pricing is too high. And so it's always this supply and demand ratio. You want to be booked for the next 3 to 4 weeks, but beyond that, you want to make sure you aren't booked, because again, if you are, it means your prices are too low. And again, every location and every property is going to vary, so you'll need to figure out what those numbers and what that balance is for you. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys found value in this video. Make sure you guys also follow me on Instagram at the Jorge Contreras. And make sure it's the correct one with the blue check mark, because there's a ton of fake accounts out there. And also, make sure you guys check out my podcast on iTunes and Spotify. It's The Jorge Contreras Show. And make sure you guys check out one of the other videos here before you guys go anywhere. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.